Director D,
Yes.
what does it mean to be alive and not just walking through life?
What does it mean to be alive? I think it's prudent in today's society to understand what truly being alive is. I live by two quotes that I'm going to just read to you guys that help me understand life. The first one reads, it says, "To live is the rarest thing in the world because most people just exist." You know, finding the true purpose of why you're put on this earth gives you a zeal to know what really living is and not just existing. The other one is, life itself is a privilege, but to live life to the fullest is a choice that one has to make. I think most of us get caught up in other people's lives that we forget to live our own life. Knowing that that's a choice that one has to make is very officially needful. So I think truly living, for me, what I've come to understand is when you find the reason as to why God put you on this earth. I think Miles Monroe is one of the people that always reminds me of the importance of purpose in life, that we truly start living when we find the reason as to why God put us on this earth. So one of the things that I think I might highlight among us, the other people that I follow, from Miles Monroe to Steve Butler, Robert Madu, among others. I think I'll pick some of the things that I learned from Stephen Butler, Diary of a CEO. He said the first thing that I'm gonna highlight what truly living is, because often at the times we forget the importance of other aspects that we need to look at in life when we pertain to living. So number one is health. As much as we often want to live life to the fullest, one of the critical elements that we ought to consider in life is our health. I think when COVID pandemic hit, it gave us a realization of the importance of health. And I think that's when all of us in the world realized how much importance of our health is. And looking at it from a work perspective, I think the first thing I can say is setting goals pertaining to health. Many times we do not look at our health when we're setting goals. One of the things that you would find amongst us creatives, I think for me and my partner Paul, you find we have an itinerary of a lot of things that we need to do just only during the week. We have about three to 4 days in a week that we constantly need to shoot and edit, and the rest of the days of the week to put out the content, upload and whatnot. And then you can imagine in the midst of planning, shooting, editing and uploading, recycling, all of that. So week to week, we are constantly working. So in the moment, we're not looking at how that impacts the health of the person, because we are focused on the goals that we've set that we want to achieve with a Propane brand, with a Propane podcast, and with a BeOfficial podcast. So we're constantly looking at what do we need to do to improve, and then we're not seeing how much the sleepless nights, the insomnia is taking a toll on the health, So we're constantly setting goals to get to the next level and foregoing the importance of looking at how is our health looking at, are we eating Because trust me, when we are working, eating is the last thing you think about. When you are working, sleeping is the last thing you think about, because you're constantly looking for the next thing that you want to do, the next goal that you want to achieve, the next thing that you want to tick off on the vision board. So health is the last thing that you want to look at. But now, in hindsight, we're often being reminded of how much importance health is. So taking a minute to realize, like, are we treating ourselves better, looking at our body health? And not only body health, are we taking care of our mental health? Because often are the times that when the body is not rested, when the body is not fully taken aware of, when you wait for your body to tell you to slow down, it will often remind you to say, now we need to put a pin in this, now we need to rest. So we don't need to wait for our bodies to tell us to slow down. We don't need to wait for our bodies to tell us to shut down. We need to always keep a constant eye of our body health and our mental health as well, if we ought to move. And I think the other thing I would mention is the power of no. The power of no is learning when to say no. I think in our journey, working together, we would often say yes to a lot of things, and not realizing how much of work we were putting on our itinerary. We would have clients left and right. Anybody that came through, we just said yes. Anybody that came through, we just said yes, because we needed the money then, but then not realizing how much of a toll that would take. So me explaining this is, you would find, for example, we have maybe 20 clients in a month, that of which servicing 20 clients is a lot of work, and that lot of work takes sleepless nights, sleepless hours doing the work, and us taking a lot of clients kind of affected the quality of the work that we put out. But then now we've realized that there's power in saying no. It's not everything that we need to do, in understanding that our services are not for everybody. So it's learning to say no to certain things. No is us realizing the quality of the work that we want to put in. So making sure that the things that we say yes to, we want to make sure that we give our maximum effort to make sure that we produce quality work for our clientele. So understanding to say no to certain things is really important. Another thing I would highlight in the same essence of saying no is realizing that all you can do is your best, and when you've exhausted yourself, you can't give somebody else your best. But understanding to say yes to the things that we can manage and you can manage gives you the courage to know that you can be your best and you can give your best, and that relieves you of the idea of being perfect, because often at the times I think we are one of the peoples that struggles with perfection, because everything that we put out, we want to make sure that it's perfect. And at the end of the day, you realize that life is not a sprint, but a marathon. So you need to make sure that you're not comparing yourself with other people, because life is a one-step journey, and your journey is your journey. So focusing on your journey is very important, because at the end of the day, you all have different goals, and you shouldn't be forced to compare yourself to somebody else.